recently we revamped our website. But what I wanted to discuss with you today was the work we've done over the past few years to create organizational videos. And I'm going to start off with our vision video. I'm going to turn my camera off while the videos are playing to hopefully help with the streaming ability. And hopefully you will be able to hear it because I clicked the right button in Teams. So here we go.
Sometimes it feels like a thankless job. We can do everything right and no one even notices. But in the end, the world can't survive without us. As a community of water quality professionals, we protect public health and the environment. And when we work together, our shared passion and knowledge leads the water industry to places we never thought possible. Here at the Rocky Mountain Water Environment Association, we are as diverse as the solutions we find each day. Operators, lab chemists, contractors, mechanics, engineers, pretreatment staff, business professionals, consultants, and vendors in both private and public sectors, we all work together toward a common goal. With over 20 committees, each with its own unique focus, we bring together passionate leaders from across Colorado, Wyoming, and New Mexico to foster fruitful relationships and to find powerful solutions. Our volunteers coordinate educational opportunities, technical training, conferences, and seminars with top industry professionals throughout the year to ensure that we are leading the industry with cutting-edge information, strategies, and technology. We keep our eye on the future and help keep our communities informed to ensure that legislation supports our goals and continues to help keep us all safe. Operating with integrity, passion, connection, and service, we strive to provide you with the resources, opportunities, and collaboration that your work needs. Because when we work together, we grow together. Yes, we become more closely knit as a community, but we also lift each other up so that we can rise to any challenge and truly grow together. As water professionals, you might be a little behind the scenes, but you care, and we take notice. Rocky Mountain Water Environment Association, elevating water professionals.
All right, so everyone's inspired to join RMWEA, I hope. All right, so why did we focus on videos? So the demand for video content is increasing. 54% of consumers want to see more video content from a brand or business that they support. And videos are a consumer's favorite type of content to see from a brand on social media. So to serve this demand and really bolster our online presence, we decided to create some videos. This was also strategically done because it's a fun and engaging project. We needed additional volunteers to help with other comms initiatives. So getting them engaged with video creation helped to kind of draw them in and get them excited to support those future initiatives, some of which were not as exciting as the video development. And so we decided to hire a production company to produce the videos. And we selected Denver Film Company for a few reasons. So they've worked with WEA for over 10 years. So working with them provided some continuity in our messaging. They also have a passion and an established knowledge of our industry, which can save a lot of time and essentially money trying to get a company up to speed on what we do and why it's important. They also had the lowest quote, which kind of made it a no-brainer for working with them. And they really were fantastic to work with. I can see why WEA has worked with them for so long. They were really fantastic. So when identifying a video that we wanted to create, these were some of the things that we had to consider ahead of time. So the length of the video, how long did we want it? What was our target audience? If your target audience is everyone, essentially your target audience is no one. So really defining who that was important at the onset. Our main messages, how and where we wanted to show the video. Was it going to be just on social media? Was it for our website? Did we want to show it at conferences? The types of images that we were going to show, the style to convey the message. So was it just a voiceover? Did we want to interview people? Were they going to be talking on screen? Was there going to be text? What kind of music did we want? What did we want the overall vibe to be? That real feeling of the video. And then what was the call to action? So the video was the first video we created. So the second one we completed was careers in a careers in water video. So we wanted a 5-minute video about careers in the industry. The audience was going to be students and individuals looking for a career change. We wanted it featured on our website and on social media, and it also could be shared at career fairs or events. Initially we wanted a mix of interviews, professionals working and voiceover, which we didn't end up using voiceover for this video. And the call to action was to choose a career in the wastewater industry. So for the execution of this, RMWEA developed the interview questions with input from Denver Film Company. We filmed 2 days at 4 different facilities. And then we did an additional day of filming at the RMWEA board meeting to interview both committee chairs and board members. We conducted over 30 interviews for this video. As far as the editing, there were a lot of rounds of edits for this. I think in total there were 7 different versions, which is just way too many. Too many cooks in the kitchen, and we really needed to tighten up and define our review and approval process. So let's take a look at that video.
My name is Jamie Sepulco. I'm the engineering manager at South Platte Renew.
My name is J.R. Finley. I'm a chief operator here at the Boulder Wastewater Facility.
I'm a chemist at the Pollution Control Lab.
And I'm an industrial pretreatment supervisor.
I am a Class A operator.
Laboratory services manager. Laboratory program supervisor.
I'm a wastewater engineering manager.
Chief plant operator.
Supervisory controls division manager.
Wastewater operator.
I'm an engineer too.
Maintenance supervisor.
Process engineer.
Project manager.
EAM asset manager.
Water reclamation and biosolids.
I am a lead operator.
The wastewater industry has changed since I started. I think we're more flexible and open to change, to try new things, to innovate, and to really advance the technology.
I started getting into water because I felt like it would actually make a difference. I could leave the world maybe a little better than I came into it. And at the end of the day, that helps me sleep a little better.
I love, the fact that everything that I do on a day-to-day basis benefits our community. So it's really exciting to me that in wastewater, I'm taking something that's a waste, converting it into clean water that goes into the South Platte River for people to have recreation and fun. You get energy that goes back into the natural gas pipeline, and you get fertilizer that you can use to grow crops.
It's a satisfying career. There's not a day that goes by that I don't go home and go, wow, I did something great for our planet. That's pretty much what we're here for.
And we're frontline environmentalists. And I think that's really a big part of it that gets left out.
You should choose a career in wastewater if you want to make an impact, if you want to feel like you're making a difference.
Without the wastewater industry, we would still be dying by the millions from waterborne diseases, and everybody takes that for granted, as they should. But I don't think that the general public knows just how much of an impact we have on the overall health of our whole society.
Once you flush, you don't really think too much about what happens, and there's a lot that goes on. So I had no idea until I came on board here.
And the way that we're using the wastewater plant, or as we call it, a resource recovery facility, as like a source for renewable energy or renewable resources, I mean, that's what's cool, and that's what's really changed over the last decade, I think.
It's a job that isn't going away, and we learn more every day.
So it's essential, it's not going anywhere, it's getting more exciting, it's getting more driven into the sciences and a lot of these incredible technologies that are starting to come out.
I have a staff member who started here when he was 22, and he's going to retire with a pension at 52.
The best thing about my job is that it's always a challenge. It's always a learning experience. Even though I'm a Class A operator, I still have plenty to learn, and there's always going to be a situation that I'm unprepared for, but must respond to.
You know, don't close your mind. Don't think you have to come and just do the one thing that you got hired to do.
You may start as an engineer, and it was my example, and ultimately end up in leadership.
I think being new, you have something special from a lens of objectivity that you may bring insights from other industries into the wastewater industries.
I think the one reason why I would say people should choose a career in wastewater is because you'll always have a job. So it's kind of recession proof, economic proof. It's a needed service, public service. It's a very important to the environment, very important to the community, and then also I think it just is the challenge that you have every day. And then it's a great team kind of environment. So if you're into working with teams, working in solving problems, working in innovation, you know, there's opportunities in the wastewater field.
I really like when all of us as a team brainstorm on a plan, come up with the plan, initiate it, and then it actually works.
People are really passionate in this industry. There's a lot of passion.
I would say we're an incredibly fun group of people.
I mean, wastewater, you have to be able to have fun and see humor in things, and we're all driven by a common motivation to do better for the environment.
Something that's misconceived as a waste can be converted into a resource.
And it's good for the environment, good for the planet.
Keep challenging yourself and keep challenging the status quo.
Fantastic people, and the industry is just going to grow.
Really, the people, I'd have to say it's the people.
I know this is probably everyone's saying, but it's the people.
People are great. It's something new every day.
There's so many different jobs.
I'd say get involved.
I wish I would have gotten involved in it when I was 18 years old.
Get involved with as much as you can. There's a whole lot more to this world than I could have ever possibly imagined.
All right. So over the past 2 years, we've created 4 videos and received a lot of valuable B-roll from this project. The benefits we've received from doing this includes visibility on our online platforms. We've got several new volunteers from doing the project and the videos, and they have actually created a substantial impact. So they're being shown more than I had initially expected at conferences and seminars, and people are coming away with a real understanding of RMWEA and what we do and why it's important, and why that's valuable. So the total investment so far has been about $20,000. It's been about $5,000 per video. So the next video we created was about Operations Challenge, and we can take a look at that one.
3, 2, 1, go!
Operations Challenge is a skills competition embedded in a professional development program. Teams of 4 participate in 5 events: laboratory, collections, safety, pump maintenance, and process control. Event scores are based on speed, accuracy, and safety. All 5 events represent the components necessary to successfully operate a water resource recovery facility. Teams earn the opportunity to compete at the national competition at WEFTEC by winning their regional competitions.
My boss at the time told me to go and meet people, and so I came and fell in love with the event. And I think this is a great in as something that's really interesting. It's fun. There's like a competitive nature and just kind of like that sports team mentality that I think is really appealing and can be really appealing for like newer people in their career.
It helps our entire industry in growing people. And wastewater, we need more people. And hopefully this brings notoriety to our industry. I believe it builds leaders. That's what's going to keep employees.
For me personally, it really revitalized my career. I was kind of in a lull. Being involved with Operations Challenge made me excited to come to work again. Got me excited about wastewater process, wastewater treatment, learning the math skills of it, being part of a diverse team.
I've been a chemist for 10 years, and I know what to do in the lab, but as far as like operations and process goes, I had no clue. So getting involved in this, I've actually been certified as a wastewater operator now. I'm going for my A test in a month.
There's very few things that can allow people to cross-pollinate like that, like Ops Challenge. It's also really cool to compete against other entities who are doing the same thing, because I think that gives a lot of pride to the organization.
All companies and organizations should sponsor RMWA and Operations Challenge, and there's many different ways that you can sponsor it besides cash donations, but there's also a lot of in-kind donations. And why companies should do this is it gets our name out in the industry, and it shows how important the clean water industry is to us.
And then we get to work with our operators. They're our first and last defense for protecting our water source. And then have the opportunity to talk to the public about it. It's awesome.
Operations Challenge is one of the largest marquee events at West Tech.
Just promotes your organization in a really good way.
But more importantly, it's sponsoring your employees and showing your employees that you're ready to invest in your employees and give them those educational opportunities and those opportunities to meet people and grow in their careers.
If someone were interested in becoming part of Ops Challenge, I'd have them come watch some of the practices and see if they like it, if they can handle the pressure and the stress of it, and if they can dedicate the time to it. Other than that, go for it.
Do it.
Do it.
They should just go ahead and do it. And there's so many ways to get involved. Like there can be judging, there can be people who are keeping score if you want to be on a team, or just setting up an event. There's just so many ways to be involved in Ops Challenge.
It's a lot of fun to come here and see all the hard work that they've put into it.
And I've also seen a lot of career growth, both in myself and in others, through competing in this. It's kind of hard to explain why. It just happens. People do well that compete in Ops Challenge.
And I just see the smiles on their face, and that to me is what a career and the love and the passion is about, and it's expressed in this Ops Challenge.
I love that one. It gets me pumped up every time I watch it. So that was the third video we created. So some video considerations, if you're looking to do this project, make sure that in the contract, the MA is the owner of all B-roll and can use it without limitation. That one's really important. You want to own the footage to be able to use it however you want. Establish a procedure for approval. So make sure it's clear who you're requesting feedback from, and who is making the final decision. If you have too many people providing input, you'll likely have a lot of revisions, and that'll lead to increased costs. Incorporate revisions into the quotes. I recommend 3 rounds, 1 for the committee and 2 rounds for the board. And then know your social media passwords. The worst thing you could do is get to the end of this and realize, oh no, we don't know our YouTube password. What are we going to do? So those things are really important to make sure you consider before the onset of a project like this. So next steps for RMWEA. We ran into some budget constraints in 2023 and were unable to produce any new videos, which is unfortunate, but it's really the reality of a project like this, whether it's in your professional job or within our MA. Projects like this tend to be the first to get cut. So in 2024, we're looking to produce 3 new videos. The first one is on the RMWA operator schools to really help bolster awareness for operators regarding this school that we provide, as well as get more registration. So really market the event. The second is on our student design competition. And the third one is about RMWEA committee involvement and showing the benefits of being involved with an RMWEA committee. We sometimes struggle with creating that pipeline of volunteers into the organization. So we're really hoping that once we create this video, it'll help us to have more of a passive form of recruitment. They can see it on social media, they can see it on our website, and decide, yes, I want to get involved. So the last of the 4 videos that we created was on our Rocky Mountain Water Conference.
So welcome everyone to the 2022 Rocky Mountain Water Conference. I know. After 2 long years of doing virtual, it is so nice to be back in person. So thank you all so much for being here. I think we are going to hit some records for Keystone attendance, so it's really exciting.
My favorite part about being back in person is the face-to-face interaction with people. I think learning, at least for myself, is more effective face-to-face. Also, just seeing people, just being around my friends, being around my colleagues in person, you cannot duplicate that online. And the experience of Ops Challenge, the experience of the social events, you can't really duplicate that online.
Let's not forget that conferences like this is very, very important because after all, we are not computers, we are people. And as people, we love to laugh, we love to feel, we love to smell, and we love to eat. And let's not forget, we love to drink too. So this type of human interaction is absolutely critical so that we could advance as a water professionals.
Must-see events are definitely all the technical sessions, but then all the fun stuff, toilet bowl trivia, the luncheons, social events, the tapping competition is always exciting.
Ops Challenge event, which is really fun, and technical sessions, picking the technical sessions that interest you.
When you come here, you get everything. You can go to sessions on distribution, you can go to sessions on collection, on engineering, on project delivery. So if you need it, you can find it here. I think that's what sets this one apart.
I would say because it's a regional conference, you see a lot more people that you know, and that chance of networking is just ever so greater. And so that's really nice. And then also the presentations, are more specific to our region. So it's cool to see, what our neighbors are doing, and then you can really connect with them a lot easier, give them a call, go set up a tour of a facility. So that is a lot easier when it's, this kind of tight-knit community.
I participated in the student design competition when I was in college, and it was, I think, one of the most pivotal experiences that I had that inspired me to engage in the wastewater industry even more. At the time, I was a environmental engineering student. I was like, there's air quality, there's solid waste, there's water, there's everything. But participating in that wastewater design competition was so pivotal. I got to go to WEF and meet so many amazing people there, and it just inspired me to engage in the industry. And I think engaging students in getting them involved in these initiatives early on is just a great way. I mean, like the keynote speaker said, as the younger we can engage students, the better, and I think it just helps our industry.
So awareness is one of the biggest things when it comes to reaching out to students, right? Tailoring your message towards your audience, towards the students that you're working with, which means recognizing social media as a way to reach out to students and help them recognize that they have potential in the workforce and they can bring their ideas to life. And I know that we're all going to take up that challenge, alleviate problems in society, and help the environment that we live in, because if I can do it, you can do it, then anyone can do it.
Would like to recognize the City of Louisville Water Treatment Division as Water Heroes for their efforts to ensure a water supply was available during a Marshall Fire. A standing ovation.
All right. So overall, the video project has been extremely impactful for RMWA, and we're looking forward to producing new content in 2024. I appreciate all of you allowing me to take the time to discuss this initiative, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have on this.
Okay, so remember everyone, we are going to utilize the hand raising tool if you all have a question. I saw a few in the chat going on about the size of your all's MA and conference. Casey, I don't know if you want to speak to that, or I think I saw that Hannah's in here. There are 2 delegates, Kalpna.
So the size of our MA, we cover Colorado, New Mexico, and Wyoming.
And Jeff just posted in the chat that the conference had 1,124 attendees in 2022 and 1,237 in 23, with approximately 125 exhibitor booths. Our RMWA has 2 delegates, and then Jeff is also a delegate at large. Okay, so
I was gonna jump in real quick because I see a question came in here from Cheryl Bosberg from Michigan, and she said, "Big question, cost."
Yeah, and so they were about $5,000 a piece. So each video was about $5,000, and we did 4, and so it was about 20 grand total.
Fantastic. Bill Davis has a question in the chat. How much time from staff and or volunteers respectively is involved in each? I'm assuming that means each video.
Yeah, and so we don't have any hired staff, so it all was volunteer based, which was one of the main reasons why we hired the production company. So there was time, kind of directing them. We did go to each of the locations and do filming with Denver Film Company. So we did 2 days for the first 2 videos. It was 2 full days, and we had several volunteers go and be present for those, and then just time kind of editing and guiding the production company. So if we didn't want to be involved in the filming, I think it would be a lot less. But on each of those videos, we had at least 1 volunteer with Denver Film Company, kind of facilitating interviews, kind of moving through the process of kind of what images we wanted to have in those videos.
I have a question from Tiffany. That was a fantastic video about Ops Challenge. Are you willing to share with RMA? Which I believe all the videos all the video links were put in the chat by Madeline. So if you scroll up, you should see all 4 of them. And then how much is it for us to post to our WEA in Utah?
So yes, everyone has the ability to access the videos. They are public. As far as, are you wanting to you? I don't understand the second part of the question.
Tiffany, do you want to unmute yourself and clarify? Okay, well then I think we'll move on to the next one.
Well, actually, Alexi, I was going to jump in real quick because there was a question that came in from Marty in North Dakota, and I think there's a lot of chatter going on in the chat, which is great. Yes. So Marty says, these videos are great. Do you use them in the high school system in Colorado?
Yeah, so we're looking, we don't have it official as far as for example, the careers in wastewater video. I don't think we've used it yet at career fairs or sharing them with the high schools, but we're looking at that next step of how we engage this with public education and kind of share that with the other RMWEA committees.
I have a question from Karen. Who developed your video scripts?
So that was kind of a joint effort between us and Denver Film Company. So it was kind of that initial discovery. We sat down, we kind of talked about what we were interested in, and what we wanted from the videos. They drafted the scripts and then came back to us with kind of that outline. And then it was kind of a collaborative effort moving forward to kind of get that script to where we wanted it before they kind of plugged in all of the videos. But I think that's one of the key pieces about hiring a production company is having that resource and having that ability for them to develop it, because it's a lot of time and effort. And we wanted to make sure we were getting the most out of this. And a lot of MAs don't have the volunteer capacity to be able to produce this on their own. So it was collaborative, but a lot of that fell on Denver Film Company to be able to produce. And that's really what we wanted from that partnership.
Thank you. I have a question from Carolyn. Could you quantify a return on investment?
Yeah, I mean, I think the easy metrics, the easy KPIs are views for social media, clicks on social media, the YouTube views. I think the ones that are really valuable, though, are kind of that pipeline of volunteers into the organization. For the communications committee, we're the ones kind of carrying some of these initiatives forward, and volunteer capacity was limited. And so creating these videos really helped to bolster that involvement. So I think there's that piece. Moving forward, some of the ones that we're using for marketing, so RMWA, the conference, the operator schools, we're hoping to see that return on investment with registrations in helping to market those individual events. So kind of a fluffy answer, not so data and hard numbers there.
Okay. Another question from Mohammed. What are you doing to find audiences for these videos?
So I think establishing the audience at the onset is really important. Who is this video being made for? Who do we really want to target? And so initially, I think it's a discussion between the committee and Denver Film Company of like, who do we want to utilize this? Who do we want this to be speaking to? And then once they're produced, it's figuring out how to get it to those audiences. So, we've been bolstering social media. We redid our website to really refine where those are being shared. But I think there's other opportunities with, career fairs. They're being, like I said, they're being shown more at seminars. So getting involved with the professional operator, the operator seminars, and having them share them over lunch or at the onset to share what RMWEA does. So there's some passive, some active with like just social media, some of them on our website, and then some being more diligent about sharing them in specific ways.
Okay, Lou had a question. Were there any special or legal permissions needed from any authorities or participating members?
So we do have a Denver Film Company has waivers that need to be signed. So that was taken into consideration, and anyone that was interviewed, I believe they needed to sign a waiver to cover us legally. Otherwise, there wasn't anything else that legally that we engaged with.
And then Bill had another question. Did you give the filming company a scope of services, or did they give you a template to work from for pricing?
So we had drafted the initial scope of what we were looking for so we did a quote for the first 2 videos. And so we developed the internal scope of what that would look like, and sent that to several production companies. And then they came back with pricing on those quotes, or based on that scope. So we developed the scope and then sent it out to the production companies. And I think that was one key thing with getting communication professionals on board on our communications committee. So it's made up of comms individuals that tend to do some of this for their work. Having that expertise was really helpful when developing that scope so that it could be really refined, so that we were getting accurate pricing when we were sending it out for quotes.
Okay.
Sorry, I was going to jump in quick. Tiffany responded back. So Tiffany was from Utah, and she's saying she just didn't know if there would be a cost to Utah. So I think basically what she's asking is if Utah shares the videos, is there any cost to them for doing that?
Definitely not. Please utilize them. Like, I think these are really outstanding resources for RMWA and for other MAs to use. So please share as you would like to. We'd love to have more people sharing them. They're so great. They're really well done. So please share. We'd be flattered.
So there were a couple follow-ups to the scope of services question, both asking, would you be willing to share the scope of services as you all wrote for the production companies?
Definitely. We could share that. I think also the one slide that I had with like the audience, the length, what images you're looking to use, like the more you can narrow down ahead of time what you're really wanting from those videos and include that information in there, the easier it is to get an accurate quote. But yes, we'd be more than happy to share that information. My email is on the screen, so if you email me, I'd be happy to share what we sent out.
And Haley from Pacific Northwest was asking if you could share the videos planned for 2024 again. She said she meant to write them down. She really loves the ideas and wants to share them with her MA.
Definitely. Yeah, we can. I'd be happy to send that out.
And then Lane had a question. How did you coordinate the Ops Challenge filming at WEFTech and the local Ops Challenge?
Yeah, so one of the great things of working with Denver Film Company is they were there filming. So that is one of the things that they do is go and film WEFTech and film Ops Challenge at WEFTech. So we coordinated filming at our regional competition, and then they were able to coordinate with WEF and say, hey, we're hoping RMWA wants to use some of this video footage for their video. Is that appropriate? And they were able to kind of coordinate that. I would definitely, Denver Film Company was amazing. Yes, they are located in Denver, but they do filming throughout the United States, for example, at WEFTech. So if you're looking to engage in a project like this, I would definitely reach out to them and get a quote as well as quotes from local vendors, because they really have that connection to WEF already, as well as this fantastic understanding of what we do, which is really valuable to have.
So, question from Scott. Toilet bowl trivia, wants to learn more.
So we have the sewer dude. His name is Blair Corning, and he's done toilet bowl trivia for quite some time. So at our conference, and some other times, he gets teams and he puts together questions. It's kind of like a Jeopardy thing, and they buzz in, and it is a really fun event, and people look for it at our conference. If you're interested to learn more, I'd be happy to get you in contact with Blair Corning if you just want to shoot me an email.
And then a follow-up, are there any of the toilet bowl trivia events online?
I don't believe so. I don't think so. I know he usually like puts all of the questions together. He's got specific software that he uses. So I don't think he has done an online toilet bowl trivia. Doesn't mean he wouldn't do one in the future though.
Okay. Kelsey, are there any questions that I missed that you know
Nope,
of?
I think they're all covered.
Okay, does anyone have any questions before we wrap up? Howard, I see your hand raised.
Oh, God, thanks. Casey, I want to thank you for this, the entire Rocky Mountain group. This is a great presentation. I think it really shows why association engagement is so important and what we do at our WEFMAXs and those type of things. And Alexi, thank you again for getting this jump started. I'm looking forward to seeing one of these going forward. Hopefully we can continue with this type of track.
Well, thank you. On that note, I want to thank everyone for attending today's webinar. Please keep an eye out for the invitation for December's webinar. That will take place on December 20th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. The presenters will be Chesapeake Water Environment Association, and they will be presenting on training committee chairs. Also, if your MA has an interest in presenting in the future, please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to hear what special projects or interests your MAs have going on right now, and appreciate it. Thank you all very much and enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you to Casey and Rocky Mountain WEA.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Yes, and we will share a recording of this webinar for those who are asking.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.